So, admittedly, it's been quite a while since I made a post commentary, but you know, this is the foundation of what I used to do on YouTube, so let's hope that I still got it. Background will most likely be just a compilation of random Apex clips, some games, pubs, arenas, probably not any ranked, maybe some ranked, who knows. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. There has been a lot of stuff, a lot of drama, a lot of leaks, a lot of different bullshit going on in the Apex community as of recently in the past couple of days. I just wanted to touch on briefly. Overall, 9 legend leaks, 2 heirloom leaks, a map leak, and some gun leaks, if I recall correctly. Everything that you could think of kind of just got released to the public for everyone to see. And this is years worth of planning just down the river, down the drain, I feel. This is obviously frustrating from a dev point of view because you have all this content, years on years worth of things that I presume, not just the skins, not just the legends, not just abilities, the maps, the guns, or whatever. This is years worth of marketing, planning, people. These are salaries just gone now, essentially. Also a matter of how does this happen consistently every season? I don't think I've ever seen a game where every single season, every couple months, some type of monster revelation from someone instantly destroys all of the planning, the content for everyone else and for the dev team as well. Like, the only thing I can think of realistically would be how skin lines and certain things for League of Legends comes out at the beginning of the year because someone's like, oh, well, I just have everything. Here's, you know, the 8-star Guardian skins, the Crime Mafia, whatever. I don't think it's ever been like that to the point of Apex where every character, every ability, heirlooms, maps, guns, attachments, what's going into the care package, what's coming out of the care package, what guns are being nerfed. I don't think it's ever been like that to that point. The controversy not only comes from the leaks, but also from the watermark behind the leak as well, because up until now, every season, a guy named, for lack of a better word, I'll just call him AG420. A couple of seasons ago, he leaked Stormpoint, and last season, he leaked Maggie, and before that, he leaked Crypto's heirloom, Watson's heirloom, the Scythe for Revenants. Dude is literally just a menace to society. He gets away with it, but this time on the leaks, he put someone else's name on the little watermark. I'm not sure if it was just to frame him or what, because again, this was a lot of stuff. We can assume the guy that's on the watermark realistically hasn't done it because he hasn't leaked anything this fucking insane before, but even still, it just looks overall bad on him. I, for one, am not going to be talking about the leaks in this video because I am very much a fan of not getting gunned down in the streets by Respawn and not having my channel taken down, so there is that. Will I link the subreddit and the direct links in the description? Absolutely. View at your own discretion. What we can do is talk about some of the implications behind this. Now, again, this is about 3 years worth of content that they had coming up. For a game that is this big, that has this big of a fan base, that has one of the powerhouses of publishers and devs behind it, being obviously EA and being Respawn, which is, you know, formerly Infinity Ward, to see all this new content scheduled for years on years of its release and not have a single word or a single implication on whether some core features will be changed or how certain things will evolve or adapt in the actual functions of the game itself. That sounds extremely vague and convoluted when I say it like that, but essentially, footsteps, hit detection, DDoSing, things that shouldn't be considered controversial in the game are still a very big question mark sign, if that makes sense. Anyone who's played any other first-person shooter or third-person shooter will tell you that the hit detection in this game and the lag compensation in this game is honestly one of, if not the worst for a AAA brand ever in the history of, and like, okay, that's a little bit harsh. Probably not ever, but in the most recent history of gaming anyway. I cannot think of a game within like the past 4 or 5 years that has worse hit detection than Apex Legends. That has a worse, I was definitely around the corner, why am I still on his screen type of lag compensation, you know, or vice versa. When the entire servers or when an entire game just gets hit offline periodically. Of course, Titanfall 2 players send their regards, but that's neither here nor there. You know, not hearing someone's footsteps behind you is also a very, very frustrating part of the game. I'm not talking about teammates' footsteps. I don't give a shit about that. That's part of every other game. That's fine in my opinion. All that being said, it's not like this is a roadmap or anything. Again, this is all different content, different leaks that came out about what they're going to be doing, again, for presumably the next couple of years. And is it frustrating that we see all of the money-making things as opposed to the game's health and longevity changes? Absolutely. But even still with the Battle Royale, it's not like they can just do an Operation Health like Rainbow Six Siege did. And putting into account that this is a BR, this is again hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of variables that can happen in the time span of a couple minutes. It's a lot to work out, I would imagine. I'm not a dev, obviously, that's the reasoning that they gave behind it, and it sounds tangible and it makes sense. So I'm just gonna roll with that for now. Reminds me vaguely of the whole Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite thing, because the way that the core game function ended up completely killing off not just the game's popularity online, but also its presence, for lack of a better word, when it came to different tournaments, different events and whatnot. No one was gonna play that shit. Sounds extremely toxic to say, but I'm not gonna play a fighting game, much less a tournament, if I can't use a certain character, if I'm doing less damage than normally, you know, etc, etc. I can already kind of see it happening in this game because, you know, sure, there will be a lot of content. Will it matter if I'm, you know, walking around the map, not hearing anyone, and then no regging a 30-30 shot or no regging a punch or a sentinel shot? No. All that being said, we haven't even talked about the absolute embarrassment and travesty of a ranking system that this game has, but that is a different conversation for a different day. Overall, to wrap up my thoughts, are leaks exciting? Absolutely. When are leaks not exciting? It's always good to see, you know, the content that's going to be up and coming for a game, for multiple games, etc, etc. To see all the things that are to come, that are to be announced, that might happen, that might not happen, those are the things that will keep you excited and overall might keep your audience still engaged. Is it annoying for your audience that they don't get to see some of the core functions and some of the behind the scenes tech work for making the game's longevity and overall health increase? Yes, absolutely, that is frustrating. And even still, leaks are just that, leaks. They're just supposed to be little tidbits of information spilled over that, you know, get patched and fixed up later, not supposed to be a giant, you know, waterfall of stuff like this one was. It's not the actual roadmap of the pipeline, it's just a small part of the pipeline that got messed up. So hopefully another leak like this doesn't happen, because that would be really, really embarrassing by Respawn. On that note, I have nothing left to say. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see y'all around on the next one.